My name is Jasmine Nieves and I'm here reporting at the Towers.
What will students be seeing today?
I think what they'll see
a combination of many different cultures.
Do you know any teen parents that are pregnant?
Yeah, I know a few.
Well, thank you so much then. Thank you. Were you aware that the library is now open 24/7?
No.
What did you think about having this opportunity on campus?
Jazz Fest at Aaron Davis Hall on the campus of CCNY. Jazz is an American tradition out of New Orleans, and Harlem has a rich history of jazz that goes back to the Harlem Renaissance. But if you look around today, fewer and fewer jazz venues remain. Today's economy is certainly a factor, but jazz's popularity has declined since the days of Duke Ellington and Lil Hart and Armstrong. But will American jazz be able to survive, or will it go away along with these historic spots that once meant so much to this community? We checked in with CCNY jazz students on the topic.
I think people don't appreciate jazz as much as like 10 years before or so. Maybe I think people nowadays more likely like to listen to a simple music, rather than the music they can appreciate with little more studies.
Here in New York, there definitely is a sort of cluster of people who appreciate jazz when they go out to clubs and restaurants, but it is, currently more of a fringe music to appreciate if you're a listener these days.
CCNY professor of jazz studies and director of the Jazz Festival, Mike Holliber, disagrees.
It is appreciated. It may be harder to build an audience because I don't think jazz has that publicity machine that pop music has, or the social net, the computer net established that pop music. It doesn't have the record companies or money makers behind it that seem to really generate the energy that sells some other kinds of music. It seems like that's what it takes now.
Holliber sees a shift in where jazz gigs can be found.
I spent a lot of time in Europe, and the work there is very good. Audiences are bigger.
I think in Korea, getting more respectful as time goes on. I think more jazz musicians are coming out.
South Korean pop singer Lee Hyori rewrites the rules on how jazz music can sound. She incorporates jazz with hip-hop, defining a new trend. Her recent single, Miss Korea, has gone straight to #1 in Korean pop charts, transcending the sound of jazz. Professor Holliber, who also works as a freelance composer and pianist, says that everything, including jazz, evolves over time. And he is optimistic about the future of jazz in America.
Well, I played a concert Saturday night, and there were over 600 people there, and they were all cheering at the end, and it was fantastic.
He encourages his students to have patience and dedication with their dreams as jazz musicians.
Because there's a lot of different ways that you can work as a musician once you get out of school. Not everybody ends up being a jazz star, but there's so many different places to work, a teacher at so many different levels, all the way down to like elementary school, which a lot of my friends had taught.
The future of jazz in America can be debated in many ways. Despite these challenges, CCNY's jazz program continues to persevere in educating those interested in music. Jasmine Nieves at Aaron Davis Hall on the campus of CCNY.
The new anti-teen pregnancy campaign, launched on March 4th by Mayor Bloomberg, Deputy Mayor Gibbs, and Human Resources Administration Commissioner Robert Doar, is creating great controversy among New Yorkers. The campaign features ads with toddlers making statements such as, "Honestly, Mom, chances are he won't stay with you," and "Dad, you'll be paying to support me for the next 20 years. Another ad with a young boy in tears saying, "I'm twice as likely not to graduate high school because you had me as a teen." Teen mom Amoy Edwards from Queens, who had her first child at age 18, felt offended by the new anti-teen pregnancy ads.
Yes, they need to take them down. if you're gonna put it up in like different words, because not every teen parent and boyfriend is not together. Like, you can have a kid at a young age and still be with the parent up until whenever age.
According to Mayor Bloomberg's press release, the anti-teen pregnancy ads are not to shame teen parents, but to show the consequences that come along with having children at an early age.
Every year, more than 20,000 teenage New Yorkers become pregnant, and the data tells us 87% of those pregnancies are unintended and usually involve unmarried partners. In fact, as our campaign highlights, 90% of teen parents don't marry each other, and many don't stay together at all.
I mean, the statistics may be true. I don't know, because I haven't done enough research to know whether that's true or not. I just find it interesting that all of the babies are of some sort of ethnic. They give off some sort of that they are someone of color, that they have some type of ethnic background, which is interesting.
I think it's aiming towards Black and Hispanics as well.
Do you think the ads are targeting a specific type of race?
I don't think so, because I don't think teen pregnancy is a race thing. It's more of an education thing.
CCNY nurse and health advocate Romy Fabel, who works with her students every day at Markshack Hall, finds that the health disparities in communities of color can unfortunately create a large percentage of teen pregnancies. She feels the reality and the tone of the ads could cut both ways.
So, is it a sad reality? Yes, it is. Is it racist? It's a double-edged sword right there. So, can I say it's racist, or is it aimed at certain populations? I mean, who put these out there?
This campaign struck a chord with many New Yorkers. Planned Parenthood issued a press release accusing the campaign of creating stigma, hostility, and negative public opinions about teen pregnancy and parenthood, rather than offering alternative aspirations for young people. Mayor Bloomberg is not giving in to critics. According to a recent New York Times article, the mayor stated that anti-teen pregnancy ads need to portray the negative consequences of teen pregnancy. As a further notice, the ads will continue to run throughout New York City. Reporting live from MCA News, Stephanie Castrolon.
After Pope Benedict XVI's sudden resignation this past February, the Catholic Church chose Pope Francis, the first to come from Latin America. According to the BBC, over 480 million Catholics live in Latin America. Father Jose Maria Calvero from the Annunciation Church in Harlem shares his thoughts on the Latin Americans' influence in the Catholic Church.
So I think it's uplifting. We want to feel that we are part of the church, and we are actually a big part of the church in America. So for us, it's like recognition, and at the same time, recognition of the fact that everybody can really reach over there and be the leader of all the Christians, of the Catholics in the world.
CCNY students weigh in on Pope Francis's newfound role.
Hey, I like his style a lot. You know, he has much more charisma than the Pope who stood down. You know.
I think there's a lot of excitement because, Hispanics have always been a really big part of the Catholic Church. So now having a Pope that can kind of show this giving nature and who is Hispanic, it's really great for, I think, a lot of Hispanics and just people in general. I think they're very excited for a change and to see something besides just a European leader.
CCNY's Latin American history professor, Gerardo Hrenique, is not hopeful that the new Pope will be the change many Catholics are looking for.
He has an uphill battle. I think the Catholic Church, in general terms, from an historical perspective, it's an anachronistic institution, ruled by men, all men, celibate men. So I think that's an important obstacle that would, constrain.
But in a time when a new generation of Catholics are asking for a more modern church, Father Calvero sees Pope Francis as the right man for the job.
He's got a degree of also traditional way of looking at the church in the sense that, the rites, the normal way of our Christian history. I think it's a good balance. It's not, all the way traditional, it's not all the way liberal. It's just in the middle. That's the way I see it.
Despite scattered views, Pope Francis, the acclaimed Pope of the Poor, will hopefully have many years in office to bring change and modernity to the Catholic Church. I'm Jennifer De Leon for MCA News.
The Dominican Studies Institute at the City College of New York has put together many exhibits to honor and celebrate Dominican artists. However, this was the first time head curator Adelia Garcia Pena trained a graduate student, Ruth Lazardi, to put together an exhibition. Ruth is currently studying arts with a concentration in museum studies.
When I found out that she was doing that, so I actually gave almost complete control of the collection, of the exhibit, and most of the work was done by her. I was just guidance.
Garcia Pena, who has over 50 years of experience, wants to pass down his knowledge to Ruth in hopes that she will continue his work.
It's a great experience. He has, so much experience in archives, working at the municipal archives and so forth. He's been doing this all his life almost, and so it's been fantastic because he takes you under his wing, and he just supervises you, but also gives you space to do your own thing. And he's just fantastic at just really helping you be the best you can in this and also excel in what you want to do in the future.
Ruth has already worked with the Metropolitan Museum of Art, but also plans to learn as much as she can before she graduates.
The part that I, enjoy the most is like seeing the objects, really selecting them and being like, yes, this I think, really has a story behind it. Because you want to kind of build the story about this person and say, well, this is who they are. They were an artist, they worked at museums, but also, see that their family, see that side, and where did they work, and all those aspects, and what was their passion.
Ruth has 1 more year of graduate school here at City College. For the future, she hopes to create more exhibitions here at the Institute. This is MCA VERY ROUGH for MCA News.
It's Caribbean Week here at the City College, and students are coming together to the NAC Ballroom to jumpstart the week. But this year, CSA has added a twist, kicking off with an island tour acknowledging the diversity of the regions, allowing students to travel the ballroom and visit all the different islands.
It is supposed to enlighten the student body about the different Caribbean islands.
CSA President Guerin made sure that the entire Caribbean culture was represented this year.
It's a combination of many different cultures. As you can see, it has the French-speaking Caribbean islands, it has the English-speaking Caribbean islands, and it has the Spanish-speaking Caribbean islands. And all these islands have a different culture to bring to the Caribbean, so it's one big melting pot.
As a past president of CSA and current president of the Dominican Students Association, DSA, this tour meant a lot to Medelis Ortiz.
It's important for people to know that the Spanish-speaking are also part of the Caribbean.
The kickoff event included performances by various dance companies, musical talents, and a comedy show. Anne, a CCNY senior, is a first-timer.
I love it. They have a comedian and they have steel pan drumming, and it's amazing. It's representing all the cultures, and there's boards to outline every island, so it's a very successful event thus far.
This is just day one of Caribbean Week at CCNY. The Students Associations have a lot more planned for the rest of the campus. I'm Stephanie Cruz for MCA News.
When he lets us know that he's rolling, we do that. Can you please say your first and last name for me?
Scott Elias.
Can you spell it, please?
Scotteelias. I think that's how you spell his. I'm not quite sure.
And what title would you like to have under your name?
Scott Elias.
Okay, he'll have a better answer than that. So that's how you start your interview.
Hundreds of people gathered in Union Square to commemorate the death of 17-year-old Trayvon Martin, the young African-American teen killed last February in Sanford, Florida. Jamie Foxx appeared with the Martin family in a show of support. The family lawyer Benjamin Crump brought the crowd back to the scene.
Trayvon Benjamin Martin was walking home from the 7-Eleven with a bag of Skittles and a can of iced tea with his hoodie up when a strange man started to chase him.
The strange man was neighborhood watchman George Zimmerman, who allegedly shot the teen in self-defense. Zimmerman is out on bail and awaits trial this upcoming June.
There's so much injustice going on that if you don't do things like this, it doesn't ever stop.
Martin's family supporters lit candles, waved posters, and shouted in honor of Trayvon's name.
I am Trayvon Martin. Trayvon Martin. I am Trayvon Martin. Trayvon Martin.
The night ended with a prayer in hope of bringing peace to the Trayvon family.
City College students got the privilege to see a TED Talk, streamed live from California, thanks to the help of Scott Elias, a prominent entrepreneur in music, film, and branding. He has collaborated with MTV, Apple, and most recently, City College Media and Communication Arts Department.
Having heard about the students, I felt like this was something that I really wanted to ally with rather than a Columbia, a Harvard, or because I really believe that fire in your belly and great creativity comes from sources like this.
TED, a nonprofit idea devoted to ideas worth spreading, was started in 1984 and stands for Technology, Entertainment, and Design. Speakers from all over the world share their ideas and inspiration in the talk of their lives. Since it began, TED Talks has exploded online with over 1 billion views.
I've watched a lot of the TED Talks online, and they're always intriguing, so it's an excellent opportunity to get to see a live stream here.
CCNY students cherish the chance to participate in this unique conference.
And they give everybody an equal opportunity to come. It wasn't based on whether you were a junior or a senior or a freshman or a sophomore. That they gave anybody who was interested to take that extra step and that initiative the opportunity to be here.
The Jewish Studies Department filled with energy during club hours as sounds and voices of klezmer music rang through the office.
Klezmer music is old Jewish folk music. This is music from the old Eastern European countries of Russia, Lithuania, Poland, Hungary, Romania, Czechoslovakia, and a lot of Jewish people came from there, and when they came to this country, the New World, they brought this music with them.
The husband and wife duo, Shuli and Lisa, longtime musicians, travel with instruments in hand, dedicated to educating others on Jewish music and culture.
It should get into your soul, and from your soul into your feet. And you should get up and dance and always be happy.
The City College's multicultural student body joined hands, jumped to their feet, and danced the club hours away.
It's definitely fun watching everybody go in circles and clap and jump and get crazy.
An event like this brings people together in their common humanity. It's a celebration of life. So I think there's nothing more meaningful that we do during club hours than this event.
In case you hadn't noticed, a little thing called the Harlem Shake has taken over the internet. Grandmothers and pets have all joined the craze, and now City College of New York is represented. Students at Hunter College started a challenge for the best Harlem Shake meme. Freshman film major Chris Fiore produced this video right here in Harlem at the City College Towers. Fiore holds an umbrella and pours water on his chest while friends in the background wrestle with cereal boxes and instruments. The dorm was not the first nor the second location for the video. Initially, Fiore and his friends wanted to shoot the meme at the Apollo Theater in Harlem, but due to legal reasons, he was unable to do so. Then, after coming to campus, they all wanted to record at the Giant Rock.
So we decided to do it in the dorm because originally after we came back from the Apollo, we said we're going to do it on the Giant Rock outside of the towers. So there's a big rock. If you guys don't know the towers, there's a giant rock out in the courtyard. So we were going to film it there, but it was freezing that day, and we figured we didn't have a ton of people, but we had some cool costumes, so it made the most sense space-wise to do it in the dorm, and we hadn't seen too many dorm editions.
Fiore is no stranger to video fame on the web. He has a band called New Alliance, which has been together for a few years, and as a fellow musician, he pointed out this little-known tidbit of knowledge.
Bauer, the guy who did the song, he actually attended City College, so that's also a fun fact as to why we wanted to do the video here.
So I sit and pray, and until then, I'm stuck trying to say every morning when I wake up and see.
I need to stop saying damn. Track 7, take 5, 3, 2, 1. According to New York Times article, Bloomberg's office responded, "We need to send a strong message that teen pregnancy has consequences, and those are extremely negative."
That again.
Who you went to? That boy?
Dante.
That's, oh shit. Tracks. I just be cursing words because of him.
Hi,
Thank you. Thank you. Guys, you guys have to make a
Please clear a path.
clear path, guys. Clear path.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I gotta give it to somebody.
I'll take it.
Thank you.
I got you.
Get tight,
I got
keep tight,
you.
Tracy. Daryl, keep tight.
Make a path.
Thank you.
Make a path.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We all got to cheer on.
Thanks. Good job. See you
Last name?
Wouldn't it be great if that was all year?
Yes. Well,
3, 2, 1.
It's the same script? Because you just want me to go comes on ABC and I think the only thing is our B-roll didn't have any So basically,
What else do you guys want to do? Did I finish looking at it?
Same thing.
Can you
Just change.
Don't catch me like that.